Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at a camera I suspect probably most people have owned at some time in their life, and that is a Praktica, and this is an LTL3. This is the last of the LTL series, mid-70s, I think sort of 73, 74 through to 78. Obviously made in East Germany as it was known in those days. I've been a little bit naughty and I put a Voigtlander lens on it because it's an M42 mount camera, so the lens is basically screw on. Easier and cheaper to make than a bayonet, but a bit of a pain if you want to change the lenses frequently. But there's the camera itself. It is quite an attractive looking thing. I did show in one of the earlier videos the Pentacon 6 and similar sort of shutter layout. Quite comfortable to use actually, but yeah, a bit unusual to have the shutter release on the front. Obviously threaded for a cable release. Self timer at the bottom here. I'll wind it on. Quite an agricultural feeling camera. And oh, forgot what this is, a push button, isn't it? There we go, self timer. There we go. Self timer. These, when you think they were competing with cameras like the OM1 and the OM2, these were still using stop down metering. You push this lever on the side, you can see that the stop down bar moves forward and it also turns on the metering. So these were fairly low spec cameras even when they were new, to be honest. And here's the back of this Voigtlander lens, just got the push pin for the diaphragm. You want to stop it down. This is a 1.8 lens, but yeah, all it does is that little bar just stops the diaphragm down. This is called an auto lens rather than a preset lens. That's the only coupling between the camera and the lens. It doesn't tell you the aperture or the shutter speed or anything. And just take care with M40 to threaded lens that you don't cross thread it. And that's it. And then you can see if I put it on a longer shutter speed, you'll see the iris close down. There we go. So that's the front of the camera. On the top we have wind on. It does have a resting position, quite a long throw to it. Frame counter which does reset when you open the back. Shutter speed selection dial, so we've got B and then 1 second through to 1,000th of a second, and this seems to sort of be indicating that the flash sync speed is 1/30th of a second. Quite a common way now is to lift up to turn to set the ISO. So I'll get my hand out of the way. Oh, it's winter time, so relying on indoor lighting. But yeah, this just lifts up and turns to set the ISO. Very straightforward. The whole dial turns to select the shutter speed. There's obviously the indicator there. Hot shoe on the top. Rewind crank. Fold out type. Pretty standard layout. Pretty conventional. Viewfinder doesn't show you very much. There's just a little circle in there, which is what you use to line up the metering to tell you when it's correct. Bottom we've got a battery compartment. These I believe run on the mercury cells. You can run them on newer batteries. Push to rewind the film, very standard layout. And to open the back, it's another standard thing, pull up. There we can see the shutter, which is a metal shutter by the look of it, vertically travelling. They had a very interesting loading system on these, which I think this and the Canon QL system are probably the easiest systems to load. Even I can load these, and I'm useless at loading film into cameras. And yeah, there's a pressure plate on the back. But yeah, very simple cameras, totally mechanical. The battery only powers a meter. Quite reliable, really. They've been, it's been around for a while. Push the shutter. they are quite loud. They are pretty loud. Right, let's put some film in there. There's one that will sit on its nose. I've got another roll of this old ColorPlus. I've got loads of this stuff. And this is a 200 film. So you drop your film in, you pull it across, and then you'll notice that you just have to put it into the sprockets, and as you wind on, these sort of this gate that comes across grabs hold of the film like so. It says the shutter release is in a great place, and then you can see how it just grabs the film and then just pulls it across. It's a very, very good system actually. Close the back up. As you know, I like to see that the film's actually moving through the camera, so you just take up the slack, and then as we advance, one more, and wind on. It's pretty stiff on this. Agricultural, but tough as nails, I think. Like I say, totally mechanical. If you find that the meter doesn't work, you can still use Sunny 16 app on your phone, etc. Real advantage of them, of course, is the M42 mounts. So there's a lot of lenses that will fit on it. There's quite a few variations of these. The LTL, and I think this was followed by the MTL. I don't have an MTL, but I think it's quite a handsome looking camera. Quite heavy, quite noisy, not very refined, not very sophisticated. Stop down metering is a bit of a pain, to be honest. But yeah, quite common in the 70s. They were affordable, made in huge numbers, and yeah, kind of recommended if you're into using M42 mount lenses, of which there are some really nice ones, including this one, this Voigtlander. Seems a bit naughty having a Voigtlander on one of these, but there you go. That's today's camera. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Questions, queries, comments down below. Like, subscribe and all that usual sort of stuff, and look forward to seeing you in the next one.